Hey everyone, Xavier Baudet here with Restora Funding, and today I've got a presentation on the best personal travel credit cards. So let's jump right in. Now, when you're picking the best travel credit card for yourself, there's really five factors that you want to consider. And the first is going to be the points that you earned for everyday purchases. So if you're spending on your credit card and you are booking hotels, flights, maybe dining, or just other general everyday purchases, you want to be getting a lot of value for spending on that card. So you want to maximize the kind of points that you're getting in the categories that you tend to spend on. The second is going to be airport lounge perks. If you're showing up to a flight early or if you have a layover for a few hours, you want to be staying in the best airport lounges and you want this to be preferably international, right? I was just in Asia for a few months and I spent pretty much all of my time in airports at lounges, getting snacks and working in a comfortable seat. So big perks there. The next is going to be airline transfer partners. Okay, so a lot of credit cards are going to be able to actually maximize points by letting you transfer those points to that company's travel partners, and therefore you can book free flights or hotels. Annual fees. You don't want to be spending thousands of dollars a year on annual fees when that's money that you could be spending on travel and lifestyle instead. Okay, so having a cheap annual fee or something that's within your budget and just makes sense is going to be something to consider as well. And no foreign transaction fees. So if you're traveling internationally a lot, which I'm sure everyone wants to, you don't want to be spending a percentage of your transactions every time you run your card in another country, right? So zero foreign transaction fees is something that you definitely want to be looking out for when selecting a credit card for travel. So let's jump right in. And the first thing that we want to discuss is travel partners, okay? Transfer partners. So this is a light list that I'm going to give you. And what is a transfer partner? This is basically an airline and hotel loyalty program that actually partners with your credit card company. Usually this is going to be like Amex, Chase, or Wells Fargo, right? So these are the banks that you want to get credit cards with, especially if you want to focus on airline and hotel transfer partners. So you can book flights through airline transfer partners with three simple steps. Number one, you want to look at the airlines and hotels that the card issuer you have partners with. Okay, so if you have a Chase card, just Google Chase transfer partners and it's going to pop right up for your card. Okay. Second, you want to transfer the points from, for example, Chase Bank in the example I just gave to the transfer partner to book that flight. So you can look up the transfer partner, for example, Iberia, and you can actually create a free account with Iberia, and then you can link your Chase account to that, and you can transfer your Chase points to your Iberia account, and you can book free flights through that transfer partner, right? So for example, if you were to move 1,000 Amex points to British Airways, the travel partner there, you're now going to have 1,000 British Airway miles. And so that is British Airways currency equivalent to a Chase or to an Amex point. Okay, so basically it's going to normally be a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning one Amex point gets you one British Airways point, and that's going to be true for all travel partners. But commonly, these banks are going to do promotions where, for example, you can transfer 1,000 Amex points to British Airways and you're going to get maybe 50% more. So 1.5x 1,000 Amex points, you're actually going to get 1,500 British Airways miles. Okay. So just to give you an idea of what's possible, to optimize the points that you get per dollar spent on your credit cards to actually get more travel out of them. Transfer partners are a great way to do that. So my tip for identifying transfer partners is first to identify your travel goals. For example, if you know that you're going to be flying to France a lot and you're coming from the United States, Chase cards might be a really good bet because Chase Bank actually has a partnership with Air France, right? So if you like going to Paris, you can actually transfer your Chase points to your Air France miles account, and you can basically get a 1-to-1 ratio. So 60,000 Chase points is going to be 60,000 Air France miles. Now, let's say you add a 25% bonus because they're doing a promo cycle. Well, then 60,000 Chase points would be equal to $75,000 Air France miles because 75,000 is 1.25% of 60,000. Now, if you go into your Air France account, this is just an example here. You can actually see that on Tuesdays, a flight to France is 55,000 miles. So 60,000 or 75,000 Chase points would actually cover a flight to France for you if you were to transfer them to your Air France account. And then you were to use your Air France account to locate the days that you want to travel. So you can literally book free flights this way and maximize your points by going to your travel partners and strategically allocating your points to the places that you want to fly at and doing it with the right timing. Okay. So this is different than going to the Chase portal and redeeming 60,000 Chase points for $600, right? You can optimize your points this way. Now, moving on, we want to talk about some of the best personal travel cards that I recommend. Okay. And we're going to start with Chase Bank because we're on the topic, the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card. This is an amazing credit card. It gives you 5x on travel purchased through the Chase travel portal, 3x on dining, 2x on all other travel purchases, and 1x on all general purchases. So it's got a really good foundation in terms of points per dollar spent that you can get. It also has a 25% travel bonus. So when you book through the Chase travel portal for your points, you can actually get 25% more. So on 60,000 points, you can get $750, which is the equivalent of 75,000 points rather than $600, which is 60,000 points because you're adding the 25% on top of that. So get the $60,000 points on the intro bonus, which is actually what you're going to get when you get this card, which is $4,000 in the first 150 days of opening the account, and then book a flight through the Chase travel portal, and you're going to get $750 just directly to your travel. Okay. When you do that. So really good card, great foundation in terms of getting points per dollar spent, awesome sign up bonus. You get the 25% travel bonus as well on all your points, which is awesome. And it's also great for international travel. So there's currently 11 airline transfer partners, 3 hotel transfer partners, a bonus offer, and there's no foreign transaction fees. So it's got everything we're looking for pretty much in a solid starter travel card. Wells Fargo Autograph Journey. Now, this is actually not usually a heavy hitter in the awards space, but this is a new card that was launched in March 2024, and people are going bananas about this credit card right now. Okay. And here's why: 5 points per dollar spent on hotels, 4 points per dollar spent on airlines. Now, keep in mind, it does not say here that this is not through the portal. You can literally go onto AmericanAirlines.com or MarriottHotel.com, right? And you can start booking hotels and airlines anywhere. It doesn't need to be through the portal, and you're literally getting 5x and 4x points per dollar spent. So that's huge if you're booking a lot of travel. Okay. 3 points per dollar spent on all travel and dining. Again, huge. Every time you go out to eat, every time you dine, 3 points per dollar spent, 1 point on all other purchases. Super strong foundation here. It's got a great sign up bonus. That's 60,000 points after spending 4K in the first 3 months. 60,000 points is a great sign up bonus. It's got great airline transfer partners: Air France, KLM, Avianca, British Airways, Aer Lingus, and Iberia. It also has a $95 annual fee, which is very cheap for a card that gives you such strong rewards points back for the money that you're spending. And it has no foreign transaction fees. So if you're a fan of Wells Fargo and you currently do banking with them, this is a brand new card they just dropped, and it is phenomenal. The Capital One Venture Rewards card. Okay, Capital One's another great one. 2x miles per dollar on every purchase. That's basically their equivalent to point currency. 5x miles on hotels, rental cars booked through the Capital One portal. So yeah, 2x on every purchase, really solid and consistent right there, and 5x on travel. It's also got a great sign up bonus, 75K points, bonus miles when you spend 4,000 in the first 3 months. Got great travel benefits. It's got transfer partners like Air France, KLM, Air Canada, up to $100 credit for global entry and TSA pre-check. So if you're doing a lot of flights, this can be really good for that. It's got a $95 annual fee and no foreign transaction fees. Great card right here as well. And a step up from that, we have the Capital One Venture X rewards card. So similar to the last one, but a few added benefits. Okay. So you are going to see it's got a $395 annual fee. It's also got a $300 annual Capital One travel credit. So that offsets the annual fee, and that travel credit every single year gets deposited into your Capital One account used for travel. It's also got 10x miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. So literally twice as much as the last Capital One card we went over. 5x on miles or on flights booked through the Capital One Travel portal. So you're also getting 5x on flights. Same $75,000 bonus miles when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. It's also got the $100 statement credit for global entry TSA pre-check. Same airline transfer partners as the last card, and it's got complimentary access for you and 2 guests at over 1,300 airport lounges, including Capital One lounges and complimentary priority pass membership. So really good flight card right here. The annual fee is a little bit higher, no foreign transaction fees as usual, but that annual statement credit is really going to help you out. It's also got a 10,000 mile anniversary bonus. Okay, so this is a super, super solid travel card. One of my personal favorites right here, the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I'm a big fan of Chase. I use it on everything, and here's why. It's going to give you 5x total points on flights booked through the Chase travel portal. It's also going to give you 10x points on hotels and car rentals through the travel portal, 3x on dining at restaurants, including eligible delivery services, takeout and dining out. 10x points on Chase dining purchases through Ultimate Rewards. I mean, the point foundation per dollar spent on this card is phenomenal, right? And I love Chase for that reason. And furthermore, you're going to get 50% travel bonus when you redeem those points through the Chase online travel portal. So the Sapphire Reserve card was a 25% bonus. This is 50%. Now, I'm a business owner, so I use Chase business credit cards for all my expenses, and I acquire points on those credit cards. I transfer those points to my reserve then through the Chase portal, and then I use those points from the reserve to book travel. So all of my points that I get from my business expenses, I'm actually 1.5xing them because I'm getting this 50% more on my points that I'm spending in Chase travel. So 60,000 bonus points, which is the sign-up bonus here, is not $750 like the preferred card. It's actually $900 through the reserve card. Okay. Now, this currently has a $595 annual fee, so it's a little bit on the steep end, but it also has a $300 annual travel statement credit, just like the Capital One Venture X, and that's going to offset that annual fee a little bit. And plus, when you're multiplying all of your points by 1.5x through the 50% travel bonus, it really makes up for itself really quickly on the annual fee as long as you spend consistently on this card. Now, there are currently 11 airline transfer partners, 3 hotel transfer partners, and there's no foreign transaction fees on this card. This is a classic right here. Another classic, the Amex Platinum. I'm sure a lot of you watching this have heard about this card. It's famous for a lot of different reasons, and here's just to name a few. 5x membership rewards points on up to $500,000 per calendar year on flights booked. 5x membership points on eligible prepaid hotels booked through amextravel.com, 1x membership points on all of the purchases. Sign-up bonus is literally $80,000 membership points after 8K on purchases in the first 6 months. So you have quite some time to make that $8,000 on purchases. It's got some of the craziest travel benefits there are. So if you're into luxury travel, then this is a great card for you. And that's because it has access to more than 1,400 airport lounges. I think that this card has, maybe other than the Amex Black card, more lounge benefits than any other credit card in existence right now. And it also gets you access to the Centurion Lounge, which is a very famous Amex lounge among airlines, among different airports. It's super, super nice, you know, free drinks, free food, all the works. The Amex Centurion lounges are beautiful. And these airport lounges span across 140 different countries. Okay. So classic travel card right here. It's got transfer partners with 18 airlines and 3 hotels. It's got a $200 hotel credit, $200 airline fee credit, $155 Walmart credit, and a $240 digital entertainment credit yearly. So you use those credits and it's going to make up for that annual fee of $695. Aside from that, no foreign transaction fees. Okay. So again, a little bit of a steep annual fee on this card, but use the statement credits and it'll make up for it, as well as access to the airport lounges and transfer partners that this card gets you. Yeah, this is one of the best travel cards there is, hands down. Okay. The Charles Schwab Investor card, and this is our final one. This one's a little bit more unique And this one is primarily good if you actually have a Charles Schwab brokerage or investment account. And the reason is because whenever you spend on this card, you're going to get unlimited 1.5x cash back deposited at the end of every statement into your Charles Schwab brokerage account. Okay. So that's unlimited 1.5 cash back every single month based on the amount you spend, just straight up deposited back into your investment account. Now, aside from that, you get a sign-up bonus of $200 statement credit after spending $1,000 in purchases in the first 3 months of card membership. You also have no annual fee on this card, so it's cheap to use. 0% introductory APR on purchases for the first 6 months. So you can let that balance carry over for the first 6 months interest-free. And you also get car rental insurance benefits with this card, okay? Now, we want to go over some minimum credit requirements. So for the Sapphire Preferred, the Amex Platinum, Capital One Venture, Wells Fargo Autograph, and the Charles Schwab Investor Card, we recommend having a minimum credit score of 700, okay? You want to have strong credit before going for these credit cards because these credit cards have a lot of amazing benefits, right? And the banks want to make sure that they're loaning out these credit cards to those who have literally the cream of the crop credit reports, okay? For some higher tier cards, like the Capital One Venture X Rewards card or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you definitely want to have at least a 750 is what we recommend for the best approval odds, okay? And the banks also like to give very high credit limits. For example, on the Sapphire Reserve, they give a minimum of a $10,000 credit limit to anyone who's approved for that card. So the banks are ready to loan you money when they're loaning out these top tier travel cards. And for that reason, the banks need to trust you with a lot of money. So having good credit is absolutely important. To optimize your credit report, this is what we recommend. First, you want to get a credit monitoring service like MyScoreIQ or Identity IQ. These are going to show your FICO score, which is what the banks pull, okay? Next, you want to make sure you don't have any derogatory marks. No collections, no charge-offs, preferably no late payments, especially none in the last 2 years if possible. If you do have any of these things, we recommend going to a professional credit repair service to get your credit restored. Keep your utilization below 30% on all of your other personal credit cards. So if you go to the banks and you have a bunch of maxed out credit cards, the banks can find this to be high risk and you're probably not going to get approved or you're going to get small approvals, right? And that's not what we want. So keep your cards paid down before you apply for these travel cards. A thin credit report. If you only have like one credit card and you don't have any like student loans or mortgages or auto loans in your credit report, strong recommendation is to actually get some loans. Get student loans, get auto loans, get mortgages, apply for 2 or 3 credit cards, let those age for maybe 6 months, and then go and apply for these top tier travel cards. And also try to have a strong average credit age. At least 2.5 years is what I recommend. And that's on the young side, but the longer you have credit cards, the better. I would not apply for any major travel cards unless you have at least 2.5 years of age, and that's going to put you at the best approval odds. Now, to work your way up the ladder with your credit score, you really just want to consider making sure that you have a clean credit report, make sure that your age is increasing. You can increase your age through things like authorized user accounts. You can increase your available credit by getting credit line increases on your personal cards and paying down your personal cards, keeping your utilization in the maybe 5 to 7% range. That's kind of a golden area. But these are the ways that you take care of your credit report, okay? And finally, let us help you. So here at Restora Funding, which is my company, we help entrepreneurs. So if you're watching this and you're a business owner and you're looking for business credit, we can actually secure you up to $150,000 in 0% interest business credit in 30 days. And yes, you can use these business credit cards for travel as well. So a lot of you watching this might currently be a business owner in the real estate space or in the e-commerce space. Maybe you're brick and mortar, or maybe you are looking into creating a travel lifestyle and want to turn your lifestyle into a brand. Well, we can help you form an LLC and then actually start getting business credit cards anywhere from 10 to 150,000 in the next few weeks at 0% interest. And then you can use your business credit cards to travel. even more by using your cards for business expenses and getting tax write-offs, okay? So like I said earlier, I like using Chase, and I use Chase business credit cards for my expenses, which I transfer my Sapphire Reserve card and get 1.5x on my points. So I get a lot of free travel, tax write-offs, and business expenses by doing this strategy. So if that's you, go ahead and just book an action call using the link down below, and you can book directly with me on my calendar. The best part of this all is that we only charge you if we succeed in getting you the funding. So there's literally no upfront cost to working with me, and there's no out-of-pocket expenses, okay? So if that sounds like you, book a call down below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Thanks.